Alright, what's going on YouTube? That's your boy, Fish 184. I'm gonna talk about surf fishing. It's basically what we do out here when we can't get on the big boats out here in the LA area. And you know, I do a lot of fishing out there by Malibu, Redondo Beach, Manhattan Beach, Palo Verde, Huntington Beach, you name it. Most of the time when I'm out there, I like to do a lot of surf fishing, catch a lot of perch, caught a few fish on some perch. I'm gonna post some videos later about that. Right now I'm gonna talk about what I use out there to rig it. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the gulp sandworm. It's a very good bait. Actually, one of my favorite baits out there that I like to use when looking for perch. You ain't even got a cast for them. I'll talk about that more along the video. I want to show you the bait first. I have them in this container. They usually come in a little bag, but it leaks. And this stuff pretty smells, man. And that bag's kind of sucky. So once you open it, you'll get that stuff all over your gear, all over whatever you're holding it in. So, I use a empty power bait, jar. Basically what it is, and I just store them in there. As you can see, there's still some of that liquid in there. Show you what these things look like. Usually they come in 6-inch. But I like to cut them down in 3-inch. Show you about the size. About this size right here. So you can see that. This is my favorite color. They're green with a reddish color. Gulps. Man, this stuff is very, very good. Smells. So yeah, so I keep them in these jars. Show you how to rig that real quick. You don't need anything fancy. I mean, I don't get a lot of that fancy gear. I have some of that stuff, but you don't really need any of that stuff. Just go down Walmart, any sporting goods store, whatever you prefer. What I like to use is a 6'6" rod. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Carolina rig. If you guys ain't, later on I'll be posting a video on that too. Show you guys how to do that. Basically, that's what it's basically what it comes down to when rigging this. You don't really need a long leader. This is about, I like to say probably about almost 2 feet maybe. I have a swivel, a bead, and a bobber stopper. You get these at Walmart for like $3. Just put the bobber stopper in there. The weight, I mean, you don't really gotta go that heavy for casting wise. It's about 3/4 ounce, ½ ounce maybe, the biggest you want to go with. It's a size number 7. Bait holder hook. It's very important to get the bait holder hooks, from Eagle Claw. Why I like to use them personally, because it has these bars on the back. See right there. And what these do, they hold that bait in pretty good, because when you're casting out there in the waves, what happens, some of it comes off. It happens to me quite a few times, and this just keeps it on there a little longer. So just basically to do number 7 Eagle Claw hook. Just get the bait, get out here, basically just going through the middle. Like I said, these were intentionally they were 6 inches, but I cut them down to 3. So I just rig it through the middle. Go down, about there. Bring it down. What you want, something like this. That's all you need right there. Cast this out to the wave. You don't gotta cast far. What you're basically doing, these perch, they sit around those sandbars, and they're looking for these sandbars that come out. So that as soon as that wave breaks, they're out there, looking around. And like I said, as soon as you see the first waves break, that's when you want to cast. Later on, I'll be doing some surf fishing, and I'll talk about what I mean about that. But for right now, this is just a setup. The biggest leader you want to go here. And I use fluorocarbon for everything, man. Well, most of my stuff, fluorocarbon. The biggest you want to go with is 6 pound. Fluorocarbon. Said a swivel, uh, 6 pound line on my reel. Like I said, you don't need anything fancy, man. It's just basically a trout rig setup that you're using. It's called a Carolina rig on a surf worm. See that right there? Get this out. And once you cast this out there, you know what I mean, just let it drop. This thing has a lot of action when it's in the water. A lot of action. See that tail just, I mean, it's like a beacon, man. These surf perch, they see it. They hit it out there. Like I said, man, this works real good. A lot of people like to use sand crabs, yeah, which is cool. But I find this to be more effective. I mean, that's just my opinion. You know, a lot of people tell you otherwise, but telling you what I do, you know, and I've been really successful with that. Alright, like I said, man, I got thing fancy. This rod right here, it's got it at the Bass Pro Shop for $40. It's a ugly stick, inshore edition. I get it a medium, medium light, medium heavy. The reel, I think, is from Shakespeare. I mean, it's not really a fancy reel. Like I said, you get both of these things for 40, so you're looking at 80 bucks right here. I mean, you don't got to spend that much. I seen some out there at the Fred Hall show yesterday for 24 bucks. You know, combos that already come like this, but it's an example I'm trying to show you. You don't need anything big for the surf fishing. Just basically that, man. I mean, if you guys have any questions, just leave your comments after this video. You know what I mean? I'll try to respond to them as, you know, when I can. And just, you know, look forward to these videos coming out. You know, I'll be posting a lot more in the future, giving you guys more just basic tips on, you know, fishing out here, Central California, Northern California, and Southern California. So yeah, man, just keep fishing.